Why not?
Why? Why would you turn off your phone?
I'm just gonna restart that. And this shit wasn't working right.
Well, the reason why is because I don't have to necessarily have a song fully made and written, not fully written produced. I can literally just have a song that's a rough draft that I recorded on my voice notes and then shoot the video and then get it professionally mixed
audio
after. Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you have a guy? I'm asking. Is like, do you have a connect on like audio engineering or something?
Yeah, I have a couple guys, but honestly, I'll probably end up just using your guy.
Salmon?
Yeah.
He's alright.
It's because I don't like my guy because my guy is annoying.
I also recommend going to a. Is he a decent engineer?
Yeah, but he tries to be too much of the process. He's like Diddy, trying to be all up in your song and shit, and be like, "Yo, do this, do that." I'm like, "Buddy, you've never made a successful song in your life. Like, if I want to do a song a certain way, let me do it the way I want to fucking do it." Like,
yeah, I hear ya. I honestly, I was thinking about doing this girl LK Collective is her name. I think that's what it is. I know her from. I met her at. She manages and does audio engineering for Crazy Latina and some like other people around the city. And she DM'd me. She's like, "Oh, I want to make some music like from scratch." And she's working at a studio in Saga. So she's like, "Yeah, I'll give you cheap rates if you ever want to like come and like record here." So I was thinking about trying her out one of these times. I've seen some of her stuff.
Yeah. What is she gonna charge you? What are cheap rates?
Oh, she said, I
like
think
$150 an hour.
No, 80 an hour.
Okay.
If it's legit quality, 80 an hour is like.
It's good.
Best
really
as I'm
good.
gonna get.
I'm not saying it's not really good. My point of matter is like, you know how long it takes to make a song?
Salmon's the cheapest for me because that's the best you're gonna get for basement quality studio.
No, look,
you know, for like
there's
an
nothing
in-house
wrong.
basement.
There's nothing wrong with the audio of your songs. It's not like you need to go to a professional. The point of the matter is, what I'm saying is that how long does it take you to make a fucking song?
Like fucking honestly, like
it's
could be.
I would have to hear that shit before.
For example, Fisherman, we made. Honestly, we were freestyling in the car, just burning, and then we're like, "Yo, this kind of sounds hard," and we just recorded it like in an hour. Like we literally like a couple hours. That song was made jokingly. That song was like there was no prep for that song.
But that's
That's why it sounds like a freestyle.
You going there and fucking around for 3 hours is gonna cost you money on top of the fact that the hour takes you to record. That's my point. Like,
oh, I wouldn't do that with LK. Like, if I was going to
You have
LK,
to
I would
come
have a
there.
song ready.
Yeah, I'd say you have to come in with songs ready because there's no point in going
Yeah,
there
100%.
and using it as a creative space.
Unless it's your boy and you're just chilling and burning and like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like my boys like that, it's free. You just hold there and burn. It's free.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost you any money. Problem is because it's free, right? Like he's a decent fucking.
Yeah, like Fisherman was free because of that. I think we were burning and we were doing something else and then we ended up coming across it. We just did it and then that was when it was. But I was thinking about going to LK. I was trying to do a crossover with my buddy. He's an amazing guitarist and I've been working on something with him where he's doing like the custom guitar. But I want to eventually go into a studio after I write the full song and then record with instrument and everything.
Like for me, it's just like I used to make beats, but I don't know if I would use one of the beats that I rapped on to rap on.
Go into the drill space, dog. That seems to be like the.
I was thinking about that. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking I have to go buy a beat from someone. I gotta find someone that has a drill beat that I want to buy.
You can even honestly, if you want to just like make shit and just test it out, they have so much. Just type like free for profit beats on YouTube.
I guess I could do it that way too.
Because I was searching drill ones the other day, and there's a few like hard for profits ones, and like yeah, there might be some other guys out there, but you can offer the guy to buy it straight up if it blows up.
Yeah, no, for sure. But that was just my thing. Though. I don't want to fucking use some beat that someone else used that has already has gained more traction. People will hear it and be like, oh, I know that beat from somewhere else. Like, I want it to be like.
They offer you to buy it too. That's one of the things. Like usually they'll be like, if you want to like have exclusive rights to this beat, like message me, and that's usually what it is. Like people will like take these free beats, make songs out of it, and if it blows up. Or if it starts getting traction, then they'll actually buy it. Because most of these guys, realistically, are probably like kind of broke mans. Realistically.
What kind of rapper you are? If you're a rapper that is an organic rapper and you're on your own.
I'm curious to hear your sound. Are you gonna go by the name G Hood?
As my rap name, though.
Or just Hood?
I was gonna go with either.
Jack's Veteran.
No, I was gonna go with Vetty.
Vetty Wap.
Jack's Vetty.
No, just Vetty.
The Vetty? Or just Vetty? Like Vetty?
No, Vettie.
Trapper Vetty.
Just because you're the vet?
Yeah, it's still a play on Jack's Veteran, but it feels like one of those like modern, like, you know what I mean, rap names.
Vetty does sound like, Vetty.
Yeah.
Yo, Vetty's out! Free Vetty! You know? Like, it just sounds like
that. It has the feel of a
two syllables. You can't
rapper.
go more than 2 syllables with this new age.
Exactly.
Cringe Kev sometimes I feel like it's too much, and that's only still 2 syllables.
Yeah. But it works, though.
No, it's good,
Man, I'm actually interested. We should do a Mayo chicken like freestyle or something.
No, I'm not saying that we can't do music together. I'm just saying for the principle of what I want to do.
I know what you're saying though. You're doing polys. only African Americans. I get it.
No.
No white people allowed in your fucking.
No, it's the image of the music. Like, okay, the Mayo chicken tape can be like us fucking around, whatever. It doesn't make a difference. But like, you know what I mean? The image I'm trying to portray for the song. Like, you know, if I'm renting a fucking Lambo and I have an Airbnb, it's obviously Toronto rap scene type esque shit.
Can I at least be in the video and just chilling in the Airbnb?
People can. It doesn't matter. People can be in the video.
TV's like, nah, no white boys allowed in this video.
I wouldn't have anyone in the video, to be honest.
So you know you have the beginning of the
Because
video.
everyone that would be in the video would be way too incriminating for me to be like, yeah, like we're doing this video. Like I probably just do the video like myself, maybe some bitches that I chill with, like you know what I mean.
You know what you'd have to do at the end of the video? The video goes, the Lambos at the end of the video, like a white guy with like a suit comes, asks for his keys back from the Lambo. Like you were just the chauffeur the whole time.
That's something you would do.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking like that would fucking be like jokes.
But you have to, like that's what I'm saying.
You're actually trying to play that fucking flex of like.
Yeah.
But like, are you worried you're gonna get fucking like you don't have any ops to worry about like by putting yourself in them that light?
I do have ops, but they're pussies. So I don't really care.
Shout out to the ops.
Are we just recording this shit or what?
Yeah, we've been recording.
Have we?
Yeah, we've been the whole since you started talking about your rap dream.
Oh shit.
Started with the rap. It's kind of they were recording. He's like, yeah, I'm trying to get Effie up on a song. You know?
Yeah, no, that was my idea. Like, you know what I mean? I get like, but not, I wouldn't put them all on songs together. It'd be a thing of like,
in a political sense, you're like
I have
putting
like,
Joe Biden on one track and Donald Trump on the next track.
Yes,
Yeah, I know what you're
shit
saying.
like that. But like, I wouldn't let either rapper talk about politics. It's gonna be strictly about the music. The reason why it's called politics is because none of these rappers could all be together in the same room. That's the idea behind it. Like, they would never like. One comes to the studio and I rap one, and then I'm like, all right, buddy, like you leave. Then like he sees the other guy walking in the hallways, he comes in and do his verse. Like we never be like that. I record every single one of them, different fucking times, different whatever, and then you know what I mean. I drop the tape. And just all these.
This actually like reminded me of something I was thinking about putting together, and I could actually ask you. You might know some people that would be good to like involve in this. I was thinking about putting together a 905 cipher, 905 East cipher. So pretty much any rapper that would be from pretty much Durham, you know? So, like, and I was thinking of who would you get? Like, I could get... Jeez! Is that Jeezy as a ringtone?
Yeah, of course.
What track is that?
It's OJ.
Fuck
But
yeah.
it's just it's literally my massage place calling me, telling me they have a massage tomorrow morning, which I know.
Pickering Angels? What kind of massage you getting there?
It's actually hand and stone. Let me show that because this guy's a fucking idiot. Yeah, why the fuck would I go to fucking Pickering Angels?
Maybe you're looking for a happy ending.
I'm not big on paying for hand jobs. I'll pay for a blowy, but I'm not gonna pay some girl to beat my dick better than I can.
Pay $80 for fucking like, yeah, like.
Is it 80? I thought it was 60.
Oh, you're so sexy. Oh, you want to fuck? I know we're not gonna fuck.
I mean, like, you know, like any other North American, obviously I have an Asian fetish, but like, you know.
I get that though. Asians are nice. They age well.
All bitches can be pretty. That's
true.
You know what I mean?
No, but in terms of their work ethic in that environment as a sex worker, per se.
I thought you were gonna say about their work ethic in general as people. I'd be like, yeah, Asian girls really work pretty hard.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I'm saying that cultural working pretty hard translate into the sex worker life.
Is that
what I'm
racist
saying.
to think? I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm like, you know, like the real goal is.
I don't get sex workers. I don't actually know from experience. I'm just assuming
I've
based on racial bias.
never paid for a sex worker, but I've definitely had sex with current and past sex workers before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think I have fucked a stripper at least once.
I dated a stripper once.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
You get it for free. Was it worth it or?
No, it was.
POF days, dog.
It was worth it, but it wasn't.
Is that how you met your girl, POF?
No.
Oh, okay.
You idiot.
He's like, don't say that. Even if it was true, you'd be like, nah.
That's the whole thing. It's just like, don't say we met here. You used to be thinking a lot of girls' profiles. Like, I'll tell my parents we met. Huh?
I always thought that was a joke.
No, they're being serious. It's very it's taboo. It's still taboo to fucking.
I met my
meet
girl
on
in person,
Tinder,
and she said it was actually like she was telling her friends, and she was like, it was actually kind of weird because like you're probably like one of the only guys I've actually met like in person, like that just like straight up was like, yeah, you want to go out? Like she met someone on the street. I was just.
Well, you know what? It's
Most people don't do that. I was
art.
just like, yo, like.
Why would you do that when fucking 9 out of 10 girls think that's rape?
Yeah, true. No, I was.
don't bother me during my day. Like,
Oh no, I had the best
who the
out.
fuck are you, Bill
No,
Gates?
I had.
Armed security. I'm asking you if you want to
No,
go
no,
out.
no,
You either
no.
do or you don't. Fuck off.
I had the best.
No one's invested right now.
I had the best setup to avoid that because where I met her was that had my booth at the women's show, so I always had the back to fall back on. I'm just trying to sell something, like I'm a salesman, so like that's me trying to start the conversation. Like, but the women's show, you just got this woman was at my booth I was selling there, and it was just shooting shots all weekend. I built up a database that weekend, and it was also No Nut November, so my testosterone was riled right up. And they were picking up when I was putting out.
If you want to get your testosterone riled up, just do a fucking cycle like a man.
Do a cycle.
I was thinking about it if I get on like Bachelor in Paradise maybe one day if I go on like one of those like these shows like these dating shows where everyone's definitely on a fucking cycle because they're all just like swole to shit.
Like, when I was on fucking steroids, bro, that was the best time of my fucking life, bro.
Did you get angrier?
How could I get angrier?
That's what I'm worried about. Like you angrier probably is violent.
No, not necessarily.
Did you not actually though? You didn't get those testosterone mood swings from that?
No, because I'm already a pretty fucking mad person anyway. So it's not like I'm like, oh my god,
You
I'm
just didn't
mad.
notice any extra.
Yeah, I'm like I didn't notice anything more. Like and I didn't feel like I was easier to fly off the
How about
handle.
this? Did the people around you
I
notice
did one
anything?
cycle.
Yeah, one cycle, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. I'm sure my bitch probably knows she's getting fucking dug out often. In her dig out, like a baseball player, chilling in the dugouts.
But that's the question I had to ask. Before I forget,
And I was mad fucking strong. Too,
what 905 rappers would you recommend if I was to try to get a cipher together? Because I was thinking
I
like
can't believe we were recording
Fox.
this whole time. I was like, what? I'm not. Did I say something really fucked
No,
up
you
during this?
didn't.
And I was like, nah.
You definitely didn't. Before maybe, but just before, but no.
Whatever. You have to actually edit it if I do, because you don't watch these things.
True. You know I won't edit it.
People have to tell me. People are like, yo, that episode was hilarious. I was like, yeah, what did I say?
Honestly, when I'm making like clips for us to say, because sometimes it's a lot for me to just sit there and rewatch an hour.
Yeah.
So I'll like just scroll through for I'm terminating, and when I just see like laughing, I'll just like,
Oh,
what did I say here? What happened here? That's how I get comic clips. Or if I remember like we had like a quick outtake on something, I'm like, where was that fucking like conversation? We were talking about eating aborted fetuses. No, I don't think we ever talked about that.
No, actually, no. The whole reason of this actual podcast, before we just end up just talking a bunch of random shit.
To solve racism?
No, man, we're supposed to talk about Capitol Hill, bro. That was the whole reason of having this pod. We're just so late on it now.
Alright, before we get to Capitol Hill, what rappers would you recommend in the 905 Cypher before I forget?
None of them.
Any Durham guys? Oh, how about this? I had
One of them
could be good.
The only big rapper from Durham, his
And
big brother,
PJ.
his big brother ratted on me, so I don't fuck with him.
PJ.
PJ.
He has legit songs. He tours
Yeah, I
with
would do
Wu-Tang.
a track with PJ, but like
But that's what I was
PJ would like
thinking.
want to ask, like PJ would be like, yo, send me paper, and I'd be like, buddy, like no, I'm not paying you, sorry.
Nah, PJ, I think I could get him on a track.
Like PJ, I probably could too, because I know Bandit. Bandit's his boy.
Yeah.
Bandit goes on tour all the time, so like I could put something together with those guys.
Yeah, well,
I
he
really
also
want to.
PJ's also DM'd me before saying like I seen you putting in work, like maybe collab sometime.
Oh yeah.
I think he meant more for content.
No,
But
for sure,
like,
yeah. Like,
but
that's
I was
what
like,
I'm
so
saying.
I have a
would
bit of
fuck
a
with PJ.
dialogue. Plus, he's really close with the De Silva Bros. I know the oldest De Silva bro.
For me though, my thing is that like there's very few Toronto artists that
No,
actually
this would have to be
pay-
Durham. No, this would have to be East.
No,
Durham
I'm just
East.
saying in general though. I'm just saying like because forget Toronto. There's no artist in fucking Ajax that I would want to pay. Like sorry, no disrespect to you, but
I'd pay bucks. Out of respect, I'd give him something
I
to
would
get him on
pay
a
any of
track.
these niggas $1. Like,
Just because, no, for principle.
This is just me not hating anyone's craft because it's very hard to create music. I'm being a music creator. I'm not saying any of that. But to be honest, like I just don't like that many artists.
I
from
get
the city.
that. Personally, you're saying
Personally. So for me to pay, I have to actually be like, yo, like I feel like these guys are talented or they have a craft that like I can't do myself. Like for instance, like that Safe guy or what's his name, Bando 416, like he's a singer. Like I would pay him because he's a good singer. And there aren't many good singers
And
in
you
the
need a
city.
guy for a hook.
that- Exactly. Or even for a bridge. But like as far as like bar for bar, like you know what I mean? I know certain rappers, like you know what I mean? I know Stats.
Yeah.
I know Tutu. So those guys I holler them for a verse because I know them. You know what I mean? We can create together.
But you know what I was thinking, the way I was envisioning it. So if I'm hosting, like for example, I'll take this in comedy, stand-up comedy terms. When most of the time, most of the shows we do are just free. It's very rare, especially it's more open mic setup. Come here's some time to get on stage, kind of thing. So the shows I was running, I was trying to actually always at least get paid shows, at least $20 for comedians each comedian, and then it was getting up to 50. So I was trying to make it consistently. So I was saying, if I was putting something together like a 905 East Cypher, I'm a producer, like right. I'd rather just even a bill each, like it's a stand-up show, like I'm running a show. I'll offer big, you want to be on the Cypher? I'm trying to put on like the biggest faces of the Durham region, because we don't have huge faces, but like Might as well get like, what if you had a cipher with like, fucking, you know, you get Bucks, you get PJ.
I mean, who do we have? It's like
that's what I'm asking.
Not even like artist-wise. I think the biggest person out of Durham, period, probably be like Mr. Lewin. He's a meme guy.
Well, big Boy Wonder.
Comedian.
Boy Wonder would be big.
I watch about fucking Boy Wonder. But
Mr. Lewin, there's people huge.
That's an actual star, my nigga. I'm talking about street people that I can see on the street. Like, hey, what up? Let's do something.
I was just saying, biggest people out of Ajax, they've had big, not big, but they've had like semi-big, like Sum 41, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about actual celebrity status. We're talking about people that are like, you know what I mean, social media clout. That's what I'm saying. Like for that aspect,
Bucks,
Durham,
I would say
it's like you, Bucks, and then like obviously the biggest would be Mr. Lewin. He has the most followers out of a nigga from Durham. He's like 70K followers.
PJ's good because he's a vet.
I'm pretty sure he's from Durham because my nigga
knows
knows
from Durham either.
He did time in Lindsay. He might be from Scarborough. He might be a Scarborough man, but I'm pretty sure he's from Durham. I'm pretty sure.
There's a girl I went to high school with, Keisha Fresh. I don't know if you know her.
I know Keisha Fresh.
She hasn't blown up social media game, but she's been in the music game for a while. She's performed open for Snoop and shit, and done some legit shit.
She does that like I'm pretty sure she does that fucking like you know like rap that matters type shit.
No, but she would
like,
no.
She's rapping about actual content. I don't want to hear that shit.
She would be one of the ones like
she doesn't want to hear good music.
No, but that's why I would like you get a couple people with like that like a Bucks and like a PJ, and they get people that can bring a bit of eyes, and like someone like I would throw Keisha in the list because I went to high school with her. It's a female, and she actually got bars. So like I think you throw I could throw together a pretty sick cipher and then
honestly I can't really say I really like super taking her music because once again like bro like if there was any way that you could say to describe me as a person, I am an entertainment critique. So
true.
For me it's like
what was my hardest song out of the 7 I posted when I did what was my hardest track this year? Honestly,
Fisherman.
Really? Not Fresh Prince? I thought you were going to Fresh Prince.
No, I don't want Fresh Prince because it's just a ripoff.
Yeah.
All you did was use
the cover. It was a Weird Al style cover.
Like you didn't. There's no actual.
There's no originality.
There's no originality to it.
Joker videos by
the bars were on point.
The Joker video is by far the best video.
Yeah, the Joker video is the best video.
Fisherman is by far the best song musically, lyrically.
Yeah. No, not lyrically. Lyrically, the Fresh Prince would be, but it's not original. So.
This is DB's opinion.
As a whole, I felt like good idea, but terrible execution.
On which one?
On Fresh Prince of the Six.
Okay, yeah.
That's like the biggest song.
It felt terrible to me, and the video too.
Well, did you shoot the video?
Did
you shoot the video?
No, I didn't.
So bias.
No, I didn't.
Tobias Harris.
Oh my god! And also, I wasn't really feeling it. I felt your bars just.
Do you know where the Fresh Prince one came from, though?
Real things.
Do you know
teach you how to actually?
No, okay, but do you know where the Fresh Prince one came from? My first video going viral on 6buzz was me actually freestyling on that. So the majority of that was I don't know if you ever seen the video. It's like me in like a condo. I actually freestyling Fresh Prince and then that went viral. They ended up deleting it like 24 hours after posting it. I remember, nonetheless. But like that was why I was like I'm gonna turn this into a legit version, kind of in homage of that. And that's where that came about, actually.
Homage.
So pretty much the majority of the songs, other than like at the end part when I'm like shouting out Debbie and shit, was from an original video. I can show you after.
True.
But
I do think it was the best idea, though.
I
think it was the best idea.
Yeah, well, it's
Terrible
a process.
Though.
It's a process, you know. Because
stone the shit.
Yeah.
This is a Fisherman. Let's get back to Capitol Hill.
That was fucking.
Fisherman was a freestyle, literally.
That was when I first met him. Dog.
No, but like you know,
I
think
how good his engineering and shit is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's a good engineer. That's why I said like I would have no problem going to fuck. It's a Sandman, right?
Yeah, like his parents' basement.
Yeah, I have no problem going there and dropping a whole mixtape. Like no problem at all.
I would
listen to fucking Top 5 for Christ's sakes. Top 5's engineer. Once again, like I'm not trying to get in any fucking poly with the GGs, but like, bro.
He needs Sandman to come in and help him out.
Your engineer is so bad, bro. And for the kind of music you want to do in the auto-tune and shit, you should have a way better sound and sound clear on the mic, like. Because your wave is way too big to have such shit engineering.
The thing with Sandman
to me
is, I would say, like personally, like from what I know about him, like he has a legit job, where like that takes up most of his time, and I think for him, he has the skill set to blow up. But I think the only way you can really do it is by going all in, you know. But like as a passion, he's amazing. If it's just his passion project, I don't know what he wants personally.
Shit, you want to do like a Mayo and chicken tape, all right?
For fun.
Like for whatever. We sit down, come up with our concepts, we write our songs, we have the beats and we write our verses to them at the time. We get it down packed. You don't have to know your verse perfectly, and then we go drop it at the fucking.
100%. Well, it saves time.
That's how I prefer to do things, because I never liked writing on the spot, because then we're sitting in the studio getting high forever, and then we're just finally laying shit down. Like, no, I want to have the fucking shit ready to go. The worst thing,
I can write on the spot if you give me a beat and give me an hour.
So can I.
You know what I mean?
So
give
can
me
I.
a beat, give me an hour with the beat, and then let's record, kind of thing.
But to me, it's like when I'm writing by myself, when I'm sitting there like and I write my verses and shit, like I critique myself so much that like I'll just start verses and never end them. I had so many like half verses, and I put together verses and combine them to make it one verse sometimes to make something, or like, you know what I mean. But if it's a thing of like, yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it. If it's a thing of like, you know what I mean, like the song's already ready to go, someone else already has their verse and a hook, whatever I mean, and I have the ideal to it, I can fucking spin that shit up. So for me, it's easier when we're already putting the song together, or the song's being put together, than it is for me to be like,
so you can make a concept first and be like, what are you talking about?
Like starting the song isn't my strong suit.
Or do we even call it the Mayo and Chicken tape? Do we do Ajax theme? Brand the ends, you know?
I mean,
no, you do Mayo and Chicken tape with song, maybe a song about
I'm not
Ajax,
saying
you know?
I'm not saying that we have to like.
We're not storming the library.
Put our podcast type material as
No. You just make tracks.
I'm just saying it's Brandon Mayo and Chicken because that's what we are.
Yeah, so it's easier that way. Makes sense. But speaking of storming the Capitol, which I guess would be the main reason we were supposed to record this podcast.
Man.
Before we get to it,
Holy fuck!
The real protest is happening this Saturday at Pickering. We're storming the
I thought
library.
we were doing Sunday.
Saturday.
You changed it to Sunday?
Is it? I don't know. I thought I put it as Saturday.
I thought you had it as Saturday and changed to Sunday.
No, I had it as the Saturday that just passed and just made it an extended Saturday because it was too short notice. Yeah, so this Saturday at Pickering City Hall, we're storming the library, taking it over, and stealing all the books. We're not actually, disclaimer, we're not
inciting violence!
Yeah, we're
it's
banned.
Trump's fault this happened. Like, but you can't.
Banned from everything.
Like, you really think, do people really think that Trump was actually like, yeah, go out there? Because unless he actually said word for word, come here and fuck the place up, then you can't hold him accountable for that.
And speaking of that...
Unless he did. If he did say that, then fuck, he's booked.
And I want to claim this Saturday is not actually a violent protest. What it is we're doing an outdoor market of small businesses protesting this lockdown, where we're pretty much setting up socially distanced.
Be there after 8 p.m.
I'm giving free
curfew
masks.
Coming soon.
No, we're going to do 10 a.m. to 10 to 2. I think I had from the range, so 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Are you allowed to do this legally, or is this like a white privilege thing? You just show up and do it?
With great white privilege comes
I thought you had to book protests. Don't you have to book protests?
With great privilege comes great responsibility.
Okay.
So they're going to deny it. What do you mean? They're going to deny it, obviously. So we're going to set up a protest. So do you think they booked that Ajax Black Lives Matter when we walked in?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think you booked that.
Yeah, I think they book it, to be honest with you, yes. I thought there was police presence and the streets were blocked off. Because it's booked.
I was just going to talk to the police and ask them. I thought white privilege is what I can do.
You have to book things with the city, bro. You can't just be like, oh, I'm doing this. You have to talk to the city. And be like,
it's Monday right now. I have time.
Well, the morning when they're clapping and shit, I'm like, is this sarcastic? I'm like, yo, you guys are so lucky you have badges and shit. Like, I want to catch you niggas off shift. Because they just see, the cops are there, they're like, yeah, like, good job, niggers. Like, I was like, nah, the vibe felt off. It didn't feel genuine to me. Like, I don't know if I'm just like,
and then I'm the one white guy, like, yeah, like, that's
no, but it's just like, I don't know. Like, I'm big on energy. And I just felt like, to me, the energy didn't feel genuine. It felt like sarcastic.
Bro, it was so fucking surreal, dog. Like, it was so fucking wild. I couldn't believe that shit.
I don't know. Like, I didn't check in on anyone else. Like, did you feel like they were full of shit clapping, or is this just me feeling? That's what I'm saying. We've never talked about this off camera. This is just coming up now. I'm like, yo, it genuinely felt like.
It felt very, very.
Yo, talk in the mic so we can actually hear what you're saying.
Bro, it felt very odd. I swear to God, bro. It was a terrible feeling, to be honest. But again,
I didn't think they were going to be there either. And that's the whole thing. I didn't think they were going to be there because I thought the same thing you did. I'm like, oh, they're just doing this protest because they're doing it. It's like set up on Facebook. When I saw the cops there, I'm like, okay,
no, I think it's because it blew up. No, I think it's not permission. I think it just blew up enough where they knew it was happening and you go with it because there's violence happening in the States and on the news. They're like, you know what?
Buddy, one of my friends literally asked me that. He's like, it's going to be just a protest, right? It's not going to be a riot. I'm like, yeah, we're going to riot in Ajax.
The thing is, we're taking up Mucho Burrito.
We're going to fucking break the windows in Essence. Like the one black business in the area.
You have to keep in mind, like, this is Durham police. And we know what Durham police is like.
Durham police
with that amount of police that was there, bro, the odds
racist cops of
how many of them were actually some fucked up racist.
They were giving them
bastards
masks there.
that fuck niggas up for fun, bro, are very high. The chances of that are very high.
See, I don't
the
remember,
fact that they're there and they're clapping and they're like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, and they're like cheering, like, bro, like.
But you gotta know they're full of shit when they pull up in the fucking Martin Luther King van.
I hate the Martin Luther King.
You know, you already know they're full of shit once that van pulls up.
Just the concept of having black heroes on a police cruiser. Who thought it was a good idea? You might as well just had a black cruiser and put the African colors on it.
Martin
Which is what they
Luther-
did. They put the black and the red and the green together like, oh, we're down with niggas. Like, no, you're not, bro. You're still putting knees in niggas' necks.
Martin Luther King had a dream, and I don't think him being on the face of a police car was the dream.
Definitely not.
But whatever.
I'm pretty sure Malcolm X is on there too. It's real fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
there's a couple
it's
people.
It's like him, like Rosa Parks, there's like a Nelson Mandela one.
Do they not have Viola on there? Viola's a legend. At least she's Canadian.
I don't even know what the fuck she did.
She's the one in Nova Scotia that was like a movie theater. I think they wouldn't let her in the movie theater, and she still went.
Oh, so she's our Rosa Parks.
She's the one on the $5 bill. Remember they made the Viola
10.
5s? 10? 10's my bad. I don't get money. Sorry.
Because it's purple. It's a purple bill, so black people call it purple.
Speaking of that, Mace Windu got a purple lightsaber because he asked for it in Star Wars. He asked George Lucas if he could have a purple one. That's where the purple lightsaber came from.
There's some
and George
sort of-
Lucas is like, sure, man.
Niggas love purple. I don't know what it comes down to. There's something
It's
about
the
purple.
same color. It's royalty. I was watching a thing.
Who was kings?
No, because purple's a royal color because the fabric was very expensive and more expensive than gold until dye got invented, like in earlier 1900s. So back in the day, like if you had purple, it was high expensive.
Big flex.
Yeah.
You don't see me with the purple velour suit, blood?
You know, you didn't see a lot of purple or royalty at the riots in the Capitol Hill. Everyone already knows what's going on. The Rednecks stormed the Capitol Hill, and for some reason, woke white people.
You know what?
were upset.
I like that you said that it was the Rednecks because I've had conversations with people and they're.
Well, there was some black
they're-
people and
they're
Hispanics
like, how
and
do
shit
you
too,
know that the people that were doing that were racist? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it was when they did the George Floyd reenactment on Capitol
Yeah,
Hill
that might have done
steps.
it. No,
I
I won't
think
say
that
every
pretty
single
much
person.
damned the majority of the crew.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I don't
can't
think
sit-
all
once
100,000
again,
people
I'm
might
not
were
gonna
racist.
sit there and nitpick
but
and say all 100,000 are racist, but I will say
they
with
did go in
good
his neck.
faith that 85% of them are.
Yeah, I would say.
Anyway, people are all racist, right? At the end of the day, we're all racist, but it's to the point of is it detrimental to other people?
No,
And I believe that 85% of them, their racism is detrimental to people of color.
What
100%.
What I think happened there was an element of that was race, and there was a good part of that was race, but there's a good part of that is implication of a shit ton of people unemployed, not working.
I'm not claiming that this was like they did this for racist reasons. I'm saying that they are racist, but they did this for good reasons.
What I'm saying is
I don't think what they did was wrong.
I'm saying this stuff is just like in terms of like what I said in terms of the Black Lives Matter protests throughout the year is a symptom of the conditions that we're in as people. Nobody goes to that protest if they got work tomorrow. No, if you have a date tomorrow, if we're fucking on lockdown, if you have shit to do, nobody goes and has time to
That's
fucking
part of the thing.
burn down the
Protests
city.
are massive because no one's working and
Yeah.
you're fucking us with COVID.
This is a symptom. And number two, I want to, like, a lot of blame can be put on Trump and, like, justifiably so. But a lot of blame needs to be put onto the media because they did their job to normalize riots by fucking calling them mostly peaceful all year. And then they're like, oh my God, these people rioted. Like, you guys have been normalizing this shit and dividing people. And now
That's not true at all. No, I'm saying you're listening to. If you're listening to CNN, they're saying protest. If you listen to Fox, they're saying
But that's
riot.
what I'm saying.
It
So
depends on who you listen
it's
to.
these divisions and this. It's like they're clearly normalizing this behavior. They're clearly trying to drive us to the fucking fringes.
But once again, like okay.
And it's a symptom of what the world is
If
in.
you listen to the news to get all of your information and it causes you to be biased based on what news you listen to, that just shows you how shitty and weak of a human being you are.
Yeah, true.
Like you can't even form your opinions from other people that you hear, or like like scientists or other politicians, like that are actually speaking on the issues, like because that's where you actually get into the fact of like you're learning about what's going on. If you're just listening to what the news is on face value and being like, okay, the news told me this, You're the fucking shit. You're the reason why we're gonna be on lockdown forever. You're the reason why the curfew's gonna go into effect. You're the reason why we're gonna lose all of our simple freedoms.
You're the
and
reason
small businesses are gonna be sold to the government, and we're all gonna get fucked up the ass and turn into communist Canada. You are the reason why, because you don't have the fucking backbone and the gall to say no to the government and no to the media. You just suck it all up and eat up. Oh, I got my COVID vaccine today. You should get yours too.
I don't even mind
fuck your mother.
I don't even mind the vaccine thing. It's the people that are getting mad at people wanting to be open.
It's not about that.
You can be about vaccines. Get your vaccine.
It's not about that. It's about the people that you get your vaccine. You have to post about it. Like, shut the fuck up. Get your vaccine and go about your fucking day.
Oh, I got vaccinated.
Sorry. Posting vaccination videos. Are you a fucking loser?
You know what pissed me off most about the Capitol? All these people. Wrong with people? All these people in their stories. And I'm talking about the most average people that you don't see them speak up about what's going on at home in these lockdown measures and us getting a curfew. But everyone's got something to say about another country, some rednecks fucking up some rich white people's offices. But that pisses you off more than Dougie wanting to put us on the 8 p.m. curfew. I don't understand where people's outrages lie when they just don't give a fuck what's happening to them. It's a different fucking country, guys, and they're posting about it.
Even with the healthcare professionals, they're always going on their rants about how it's so tough. I'm like, buddy, you're in Canada. You know how the numbers are here? Shut the fuck up. I'm not. See the numbers everywhere else in the world? You tell me how your job is hard? Guess what? You went to school to be a nurse. No one made you do it.
If you go to work and you can make TikToks, it can't be that hard. No offense. If
you even if you're not, even if you're not a TikTok nurse, even if you're not, you know what I mean? Just in general, this is the job you signed up for. That's like being a soldier and being like, oh, I had to go to war. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
It's a job you signed up for.
And even
it's any job. So I don't want to hear about, it's so hard today. People are dying. Guess what? You work in a hospital, bitch.
And even
people are gonna die there.
And even still, when people look back and they're throughout the years, systematic white privilege. The majority of those whites, I'm pretty sure, are at war, just drafted probably. If you look at history, they've just always been fucking at war, and I don't think they've had choices. I don't think it was a choice even.
Once again, when you don't have a choice, that's completely different. But you look at now, people willingly sign up.
Now it's different. Right? Now
Canada or America, people willingly sign up more than they're getting fucking drafted.
Well, so back in the day, I think it was a travel thing. I think you want to see the world. The only way to do is join the army. You get on boats.
I don't think that. I think a lot of people they hate this opinion, but you have people that are the super good people that do it because they feel like it's a moral code to join it. Then you have the people that are just kind of fucked up and need a path. Yeah. People are kind of fucked up in the path. Don't end up going over there.
Someone wants
the nicest things.
Someone knows they are a serial killer and they're just trying to find the profession that they can get away with doing it. There's people like that they have the urge to kill. And we're a better place to go to the military. Though.
I could say with good faith that I would say 20 to 30% of soldiers that get sent into any war commit rape.
So is people in jail?
And 30% is an awfully high number.
And also 70% of their wives cheat on them when they're back at home, I would say as well.
If you think that you're what, you know what
just want to say that.
Unless you marry the patriot bitch, the bitch that's equally as stupid.
The Karen America.
Oh, the flag! I love my country. You marry that bitch.
The Mega 2020 bitch.
You marry that bitch, and she'll never cheat on you because to her that's like cheating on the country. So she won't do that because you're protecting the country. But if you just marry some bitch and you just think she's gonna be good for me when I come home and get my Camaro, no, buddy. You're gonna come home to a baby when you've only been gone for fucking.
The Karen Mega 2020 bitch that voted Biden just to stay in her book club. I had to vote Biden. My book club said we all get sent home.
What the book club says.
Imagine.
It's never that case.
But Capitol Hill, there was a big element of race to that that people don't want to acknowledge.
100%. I think people
but it's
don't
not
want to
that
get caught up in
serious,
saying it's about race. But that's all the rioting, it wasn't about race. That wasn't about somehow the white man trying to hold everyone else down. No, that was literally people just being we feel like Trump got cheated. We're going to do something about it. The problem is some of those people happen to be Nazis.
And
that's what it is.
On top of that, you're also getting mixed. Some of those people are also very mentally ill. So you're getting a good mix of some mentally ill people with some radical people. It's not a good mix.
What I've learned is you don't really have those guys that try to go undercover into both Democratic and Republican committee meetings, whatever the case may be, those get-togethers.
Bipartisan, you mean?
No, they're just they're media. They go there, and you know how they just they'll interview the Trump people, and the Trump people are always mad fucking stupid. The level of education, you can tell they're not very smart people. They don't think outside the box. They're very they're why don't you like black people? They're well, I don't like black. It's not that I don't like black people. I just don't want them to be where I am. It's isn't that racist? And they're well, I guess you could say that. They're just dumb. They walk themselves into their own stupidity.
I just don't.
The difference between them and the Democratic ones, the Democratic ones are usually just more intelligent, but they're still equally as fucking stupid people.
I don't
questions that you ask them.
I don't understand. I didn't understand a lot of the outrage at the Capitol because I was like, when did people start giving a fuck about these rich ass white people?
That was one thing.
That's what I didn't
Everyone's like,
understand.
oh my god, they're threatening their lives. I'm like, buddy, you guys are
You
clowns.
care?
I'm
like,
like,
what?
I say it all the time, like the fact that there aren't more assassination attempts just really shows how weak we are as a people.
I don't understand the anger
You need
towards
to
it.
understand, like in the earlier times, like when there was like kings and shit, there's a reason why they rolled with armed guards, my nigga, because they were fucking the people. They were taxing the shit out of them and fucking them. And they knew if someone got the chance, they would fucking murder them. And that's the reason why government officials are supposed to have security. These guys are supposed to fear for their lives because they are fucking you every day.
So you're
a
saying
new tax, a new this. Gas is gonna be 30 cents more in 4 years. Remember these things.
So you're saying we're not holding our governments accountable
I'm not telling you to go out and assassinate them. I'm just saying if the community was smarter, people would assassinate or attempt to assassinate government officials more because there's no fear in doing the job right. They know they can fuck us, work a long career, get paid, and get paid after the fact. And get paid on the side. And no one's gonna do a goddamn thing because they're not going to jail and no one's trying to kill them.
There's no
motherfuckers killed JFK for Christ's sakes.
Not even killing per se, but like no accountability on
No one
any
shot
sense.
Trump?
Not even like accountability.
George Bush only got a shoe thrown at him? Really? After the atrocities that all these presidents have done? That's it? Give me a fucking break. Y'all niggas ain't trying hard enough. We have motherfucking veterans that come back broken that still don't shoot the fucking presidents. Why?
Well,
They're a good shot. They can get the job done.
There is attempts. You do hear some attempts.
You really don't, though. That's the whole thing. And I'm not advocating for violence against these government officials. I'm just saying it keeps them on their fucking toes.
There was that Michigan.
They don't
one.
respect the people. Remember this. People always think the government officials respect you. They don't respect you. Once you get into that circle of politics, they don't give a fuck about you. They care about their circle of politics and making their money and backdoor deals and fuckery. They don't give a fuck about the people. That's why Eglinton Road's not fixed yet. It's not, why would it not be fixed? It's been 40 years. Why not? When's a better time than now?
Eglinton?
No one's on the fucking road. Eglinton's still not fixed.
It doesn't
How?
make sense to me. Like
How?
their excuse has always been like, we need more time, we need people like off the roads, and they've had time and people.
These
off the
niggas
roads.
can find Osama bin Laden in a cave in the middle of fucking Iraq, but they can't stop fucking bundles of drugs from coming through the border every day?
or
Make it make sense.
or children.
Or children getting moved?
No, but
The police will look you in your eye until you have to wait 48 hours to release a missing children report? Go fuck yourself.
We gotta get
The whole
the
system's
first
fucking
48 is
broken.
important if you want to get them missing.
The
first
whole
48 is important.
whole system, from the policing to government, is fucking broken. And you guys just sit there and accept it because you're too pussy to change shit. Simple as that.
But like, yo, my thing with this was the NBA reaction I found embarrassing on their end, because like, okay, like hear me out here.
They're just privileged pricks.
That's what I felt like.
You're still a privileged.
Attention grabbing.
Like, I hate when they're trying to be like, oh, like this could happen to me. This would never happen to you. You're on fucking TV now.
Hey,
Jesus Christ, bitch.
the hoes be calling. Yo, close that door.
End of the fucking day. Wow, I'm not at my fucking crib. I'm not fucking here. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I can't work on it. No, can't close it. Fuck it. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, like the NBA response felt very like, I'm privileged. I want to make this about me, and like,
I actually want to
like people were like, I did not see tear gas used, and then I also watch a video of tear gas being used, and then they'd be
Once
like,
again,
they're like, no
I
rubber
talked
bullets
about
used, then I watch a
this-
video of someone get shot
I
in the
talked
head.
about
I'm
this
like,
in my
what are we
fucking
talking
post.
about?
I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, the media is what gives us perception.
100%.
The media wants to make it seem like these whites just got to go in there without any fucking resistance at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, they faced resistance. Not to the level that BLM would for those causes. We know there's a considerate difference
Laws
between
were
the
broken.
violence used against black causes and this one. But to say that there was nothing is ridiculous.
Laws
A
were
bitch did get shot in the fucking head.
yeah, laws,
Like,
and also
lives were lost on both sides.
laws were broken,
And laws were
then
broken.
when the laws were broken, police are now holding people accountable.
And technically,
People-
what they did was worse. People walking through the streets and rioting and protesting is not as the same level to coming directly to a government building.
Yeah.
and do the same. What they did was worse, and the violence they received was less, but they did still receive violence. Period.
Also,
And the night shift was fucking them up.
No, but
I don't know if you guys saw that footage.
What they've done. No, what they've done though, and a lot of people don't understand this, is a law enforcement tactic. Are like, for example, my old roommate in university. Remember the London riots at St. Patrick's Day? It was all these drunk partiers. It wasn't even riots, but it was like a bunch of drunk partiers on St. Patty's Day. They started fucking up some neighborhoods, flipping over cars. White privilege riots, we'll call it. But this guy got caught in them on YouTube after the fact. He was like, woo, in the camera or some shit, and threw like something at a car or something. I don't know, but he got caught later after the fact. A lot of people don't realize it's actually a tactic. If they're going to like storm and do this, they get people, like, unless it's very violent, they just let it happen, and then they go back to everything that posted and find these people and lay charges, which is literally what's happening right now. Okay, you got 100,000 people storming a building. You don't have enough bodies to deal with this right now. It's better to just let them do their thing, get through it, run the course, and then go back to the footage after.
This is Washington, D.C. I have a problem with the fact that the D.C. police didn't show up in droves.
This was staged. There's no point. Is this like?
I don't know what part of it is staged. What part of it feels?
Here's how it's staged.
The police side of it, them not showing up in strength, or you think the 100,000 people were staged? Because the paid actor thing gets a little ridiculous when there's this many fucking people.
No, what's staged is like they know it's gonna happen because we know the government analyzes all data. They know there's gonna be a massive gathering at DC that day.
Yeah,
they are gonna let it happen. Yeah. But for whatever reason they chose, it was clear that they're like, let's make this a shit show, and let's make a media.
That's fair.
It seemed like let's make this a media thing.
Once again, that leads to what I was saying earlier. I'm like, these people can find fucking.
It's the same with 9/11
in a hole, but
it's the same with 9/11. It's the same with 9/11. They probably knew it was coming and let it happen.
The biggest false flag operations of all fucking time. How the fuck?
Well, I wouldn't even call it false flag. They actually got bodies. They caught bodies.
How the fuck can you take two commercial planes in the United States of America off of their flight route and let them fly into a building, two buildings, in New York City? And people just sat there like, oh my God, terrorism! Your government let this happen, dickhead.
100%.
What? The American government? Listen.
Or how about Building 7? Didn't even get hit by planes.
After about 1995, 96, there is no possible way that you could just attack America.
Unless they want to be attacked.
Exactly.
Right.
So they'd be able to have a fucking 20-year war in Afghanistan as a result. Stealing resources, getting heroin, the whole shenanigans.
Yo, but the fact
that it is blasphemous. People like
no one writing about
that. In
this
common day, people still listen and are like, oh, well, you know, jet fuel does melt steel beams. Like, no, it doesn't, bro. We already had the construction.
And even if
we know about the fucking tannerite. We see the cut lines in the fucking. We know these things, yet we choose to ignore them because the news told you. And leading once again back to you cocksuckers that just suck the media's dick for information instead of just looking at what you know.
Or just look at the facts. Even just
facts beat stories all the time.
So period. Just look at 9/11. 2 buildings that you saw went down. There was a third World Trade Center that went down in New York City that day. You don't see the footage.
World Trade 7 was imploded.
Never got hit by a plane.
Never got hit. Fell in the exact same fashion that the buildings, what Tower 1 and 2 fell like.
Not only that, the plane that hit the Pentagon, the people had to use the Freedom of Information Act to sue the government to release footage because they said they wouldn't release the footage of the camera.
Was it not a bomb?
It was a fucking rocket.
Okay.
Pretty much looks like. Everyone at the site said there's no plane debris.
There was no plane debris, exactly.
It was, and it was strategically hit in the spot.
No, and the best part about this, there's no plane debris, but every time we're finding passports. Why do terrorists have passports?
They're the same people that are voting for
Biden. And why are their passports indestructible in a plane accident that takes out a building that vaporizes the fucking plane?
Yeah,
but the passports are intact? What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're built different.
Why would you believe that?
They're built different. They're just built different.
But it's just, you know what? This is my problem with people and the
mainstream media. It would be better.
It actually gets me so mad. I'm like, you guys hear these things.
You know what they would say?
You hear these and you take this as a fact because some dickhead is reading off a prompter?
You know what my mom would say?
Are you fucked?
My mom's a heavy consumer of media, and she would be like, but why would they lie about that? That's her.
Why would they not? Listen.
And it's just frustrating to explain.
People go through life lying to people that they love.
Yep.
And you think the government wouldn't lie to you? They don't even fucking like you.
No.
You're just a cog in the wheel. You actually believe
They care
that the
about
people
you?
that run the world care about
I
you?
used to say that shit when I was a kid, dog.
People
You're
are
just a number,
fucking
dog.
ridiculous.
You're just a number, dog.
Shit.
You're an
It
NPC.
was on the news. It's true.
Yes, yeah, because you're younger and you don't know better.
was-
But at a certain point, critical thinking has to come into play, and you have to realize that just because
Not for everybody.
people say things are true doesn't mean that they are true. Down to the fact that just because they say gravity keeps you on the planet doesn't actually mean that. Unless you actually go and get a degree, then you can know if it really does. But for all we know, they're just talking shit.
Yeah, honestly.
For all you know, this is just a simulation.
Do you think that with the Quebec curfew coming into play and now an Ontario one, do you think that Canadians are going to get violent at all?
I don't think Canadians are going to be violent. I think they're going to be like, no. I said this a million times over. I don't give two fucks about the government's not putting me on curfew.
I think
Because when the law put me on a curfew, I barely abide by that. So there's no fucking way the government's gonna tell me you can't come outside because of a cold. Go fuck yourself. You cannot take away my freedom outside. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hypothetically,
You better lock me in a box.
hypothetically,
You better jail us all.
hypothetically, do you think that if I was a police chief, if I pulled this as a move, do you think I could gain more respect? Hear me out. If you're just a Durham police, I don't know, whoever the command chief is or whatever.
Oh,
I
dickhead. That's his
I
name.
came out and I was like, my police force will
the
not be enforcing these curfew laws as
First of all, you're gonna get fired. Period. There's only not gonna
No,
get fired.
but do you think the public respect would that help the
No,
public
no,
respect
you wouldn't
them?
because you have half these cocksuckers that'll be begging for the police to come.
Yeah,
You understand? There are people that literally sit
Fair.
there like
That are
"Call
calling
police."
in.
But in the same breath, like I said, I said it on Facebook. There was a lot of people playing hockey, and I feel like a lot of people were able to see that, and I didn't hear any stories about police taking people off the ice.
I think because of that Calgary story, really they got huge backlash from that Calgary story.
I think policing overall has.
No, I know, but specifically about the ice skating one.
Because that's how you piss white people off. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative or liberal. When you tell the kids they can't play puck, oh my god.
Well, no,
Remember the fucking...
no.
What was that bus accident?
the Humboldt. Bro.
Exactly, you know, because you're fucking white.
No,
It's not on my mind.
It's because I work in hockey.
No.
It's because I work in that same league. I was an equipment manager.
Doesn't matter.
I was
Doesn't matter.
pretty deep in that.
It doesn't matter. Because every
what I
single
know.
white person I know that had a kid, whether they were midget, AA, AAA, had a fucking hockey stick outside their door. Because there's nothing
I did not.
that Canada
I did
cares
not.
about. There's nothing that Canada cares about more than hockey. And I said the same thing. I'm like, if the Humboldt thing were a basketball league, the support would have not been the same. And everyone was like, no.
It would have been sad.
It would have been sad, but they wouldn't have fucking be able to put these kids through college 5 times over for the money. It wouldn't be like that.
Well, that was because those are all fucking just broke ass, probably fucking kids, you know.
The Humboldt GoFundMe is like top 5 all time.
What about Marshall back in the day? That was a big one. That had a lot of black kids on the team.
Who?
Marshall, that football team. Remember, there's a movie on it. Marshall. I don't know how they died, but most of the team died. It's like that football team.
That was before the days of social media.
But they still gained a shit ton of like money. I'm pretty sure.
Well, that's football in America.
And that, without internet.
Football
It's a tough
football
one.
in the rural South.
It's like Humboldt in Saskatchewan.
Football in the rural South is the one time where they don't give a fuck about race.
But that's a good comparison.
You need to understand this comparison because in the States,
They raised
No.
15 mil. 15 million.
yeah, for what?
Yeah, but between how
for
many
free healthcare?
no,
they
but
already got. They don't
between
need
how
money.
many guys is that going towards though?
Doesn't matter. It's still enough for all the survivors to have their fucking.
15 million in 12 days.
Oh, in 12 days. Yeah, that's good.
Every person can
It was a
have
tragedy, right?
have their fucking their recovery surgeries or their fucking
Get out of here.
all that shit afterwards. The what was it called?
But you know what sucks the
And all
most?
the fucking dead families can pay for the funerals.
From
you know?
my perspective of Humboldt, the thing that really shook me the most is as an equipment manager, I'm like, imagine I died for like $200 a month that I get to do this or whatever. What's our $400 a month I was doing at the time? I was like, imagine dying for this bullshit.
I'm not saying what happened
How many
wasn't
died?
sad. I'm
don't
saying
know.
that was
I don't even know.
100%
A few people died, a few people survived.
because they were white.
The equipment manager died. All the people at the front where I would have been sitting would have been dead.
You think? Yeah.
No, it's
true.
because it was a team of young people. 100%. If it was a
You-
team,
you-
100%.
What's
It's
it?
tragic. If there's an accident of 15 children, black or
but-
anything,
but-
that die at this age with social media, it's gonna be like a big story.
I don't think the money would have been the same. Is my point.
That's hard to get. You'd have to see like a football team in like the States.
Well,
Well,
as I
we
said-
don't want to see that happen.
No, but what I'm saying is the difference between Canada and America on that one is because in America, the South, they don't give a fuck about race when it comes to sports. If you're good at the sport, you're being black doesn't matter as much anymore. We'll let you come to our school. That's a different thing. Over here, it's like it's not necessarily like that. There isn't a whole black hockey team. And I'll say if there was a hockey team that was completely black, if this had happened, the energy would not have been the same.
You know, I've actually I've coached against an almost all.
They probably would have got Mills.
I've seen one.
Yeah, they probably are.
It was this tournament team.
15 or 16.
I was assistant coach. I was assistant coach in the Pickering Junior A team. It was like a tournament summer league, and so it's like your prospects and just like a keep people in shape summer like tournament league and or tournament. I mean, there's always a team Jamaica, and it's pretty much just a bunch of all Toronto kids with Jamaican descent that are like junior quality players. Yeah. But they did have like one or two players that were like white, but I guess they still had Jamaican descent. I don't know how, but you know. I don't know how that works, but they were on Team Jamaica, so but majority of them were black, and they were pretty good. Like, they were always competitive. Because, like, GTA has a lot of people of color enough that play pretty much any sport where you can pretty much field a quality team. But you know where hockey could take strides with, like, international people and more people of color is making ball hockey more of a thing. Because ice is so expensive. Stick a net in ball hockey, because I was looking at like the ball hockey championship, like the world championship of ball hockey. So it's just in like an ice rink, right? Like they do for lacrosse, but ball hockey. Some of the best teams is like India, because it's a lot of kids that come over here, you know, they just play. They can't skate. They start playing ball hockey, and it's like that could be a way for like that could be a sport that could like actually be good for like developing if you want to develop hockey as a sport.
Indian niggas love hockey, bro.
Really? They love ball more.
No, they love listen. They're getting onto ball now because they're fucking bandwagon fans. Yeah. Original Raptor fans are little white kids that didn't know shit about basketball, like and black kids that always love basketball.
Like me and you.
That's what it was. Like I see all these brown because like I've watched ball forever and I've gone to Raptor games as a kid. There were no fucking brown kids then. The brown thing is new. They're new to basketball. Not saying like, you know what I mean. They're once the Raptors started getting good, became fans. So we the North Movement fans. You're not Raptor fans. We the North Movement fans are not Raptor fans.
I started watching probably right about the time when Vince was leaving. Kind of is when I started to actually pay attention to basketball. Finally, that weird time was like the end of Vince and the beginning of like.
I was watching basketball before the Raptors were a team.
No, but but. I like just didn't have it on the house.
That shows you how young I was watching basketball.
No, but the thing is like my dad always said we have one TV. My dad's TV doesn't watch any sports at all. Okay. So like there's no way unless at elementary school when like we played basketball was the only time I got introduced to the sport. So when I started watching by choice, it would have been like shittiest Raptor years ever. Like I remember Kobe putting 81 on the Raps. It'd be like nighttime and I get the hold of the TV. Dad's at work, you know, and you just either get Raps or Leafs or Blue Jays, pretty much.
Yeah.
Basic cable, you know.
But we also have multiple TVs in my house because like my mom's a fucking TV hound. So my dad always had like we all had our own separate TVs. Yeah, my mom is like.
I didn't get a cell phone until I was like high school. Like
my parents got me a cell phone because I would just leave the house and just show up when I wanted.
I was like grade 11 was my first cell phone.
I would just make sure I came home like before midnight, but they would have no idea where I was and just be gone.
Yeah, they didn't care about that shit though.
So that's why
they weren't strict at all.
My parents weren't really strict.
They're just like, I'm not paying for a fucking phone.
My parents were religious. They're not really strict. I think being religious and strict are like two separate things, but can come off as the same.
No, my parents.
So their reasoning is because of God. Like, they're not really strict because like once again like.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, Jesus. Like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like even with me, like I still have to smoke weed like around the corner from my house. My parents found out I was smoking weed. They wouldn't even let me smoke weed in the backyard. Like now I smoke blunts in my house.
I still would go in the driveway. I would never do it in my house, but I also don't live there anymore. But my parents were always like, honestly, if your grades are good and you're not getting arrested, I don't give, like pretty much like we got your back. So like for example in high school, like my grades were good. If I get in shit and skip classes and do that shit and the school calls, my parents would always be like, have my back because like, what are his grades? Oh, okay, good. So like that was for me, that was just like, all right, now it's pretty always just, school's easy for me. So I was just like, I'll just have good grades and be a shithead and I'd get in trouble all the time. Well, and like my parents were just like, oh yeah, but his grades are good, so and he's not getting arrested.
Like,
so
like smoking in my crib, they were just like, yo, the other day I was just like, this makes no difference on you. I used to smoke outside my crib. I was like, it makes no difference. I'm like, I'm not smoking with you, so why do you give a fuck? I'm like, it's my
parents hated weed, so I would just have to go like in front of my house, just start going on the sidewalk and just kind of burning.
No,
they'd be like, you smell like a skunk.
Yeah, like my parents used to complain and shit, but like, you know, it just for me it was just like the older I got, like the more I realized like I was my own person, my own adult. I kind of told my parents like, you know what, like shut the fuck up.
What the honestly, yeah.
I was just like, yo, I'm not a kid. I'm like, I'm a fucking adult. Like, it's either A, you tell me I can't fucking live here, or B, you just deal with the fact that like I'm gonna do my own thing here. Like, you cannot control my life.
When did you start doing your own laundry and shit? Like, how old were you? Like when you knew your parents pretty much They would make dinner, but other than that,
I can't remember.
You know that point where they just make dinner.
It's been so long for me. Like for me, like
it would be like grade 4.
I live with my parents, but like I've always been my own separate entity.
Yeah.
Like, I get my own food. I do my own thing. For yourself. Yeah, like you know what I mean. So it's like we live together, but like me and my parents' situation has always been more of like us being roommates than really me being like their kid at their house. Because like I said, like my parents weren't like getting my school supplies for the new year or like, you know what I mean?
No, my parents would if I asked them specific stuff.
I've been buying those things as long as I can remember. So it's like
no, my parents would help out with school supplies. They were always like, we'll help fund school as long as you don't fail and fuck up if you have good grades. Well, like that's the only thing we'll help. But like for example, I didn't get a cell phone at all. Like so, my first cell phone like grade 11.
Like that's the one thing my parents actually did for me was like
my dad
paid for my cell phone like forever.
He's like, why the fuck? Like, he's like, if you want to go buy one, like
that was
your fucking problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing my parents actually did for me was getting me a cell phone.
So you know what I did as a grade 11 broke boy? I bought a pay as you go, which is like I don't know if you know how shit those are. So you're like paying per month.
Pay as you go is fine, nigga.
It was fine, but it was just like as a kid, you just like sometimes you just like fuck I have no money, so like a week no phone, like you're like texting bitches, and all of a sudden your phone's not working for a week. And you're like, fuck, I gotta make a bit of money to buy a new $50 card for my phone. It was just like the most inconvenient phone, those old shitty flip phones. I remember me and my sister bought each other for Christmas, like from Walmart, like the $50 cheapest cell phone. And yeah, fucking pay as you go. But I actually kind of grateful. It made me more like, I think it made me more like responsible, like instead of just having a phone. Like you said, like paid for you. And like most kids at the time, like their parents looked like they got them sick Blackberries at the time. That was the thing. And like I actually had to like fucking Blackberries. I had to get a job at Harvey's and then actually fucking make a bit of money if I wanted anything.
So my parents.
So I was kind of grateful that I learned those lessons.
Actually, you know what? My parents paid for my phone for a while, but there's certain points where I paid for my own phone too. But I always got the phone. They would pay for the plan, but I always got the phone.
When did you start working? Because someone was asking me that. I was like, I've been working as a child at a farm. Like I've been running a raspberry stand.
I first started working.
I
started working young, bro. Like I worked. What was my first job? I was like a telemarketer when I was still in high school. I think I was like 16, 17 as a telemarketer.
Telemarketer, that's a tough one.
I wasn't good at it. I mean, it paid really well at the time. Because I was making like 13, 14 bucks an hour. Then
I got paid on child
13, 14 bucks an hour, like in like 08 was like bucks.
Yeah.
Like big dollars.
So when I was a kid, I ran the raspberry stand and I got paid $25 a day, which is literally child fucking labor. 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to like 5 p.m.
Remember my dad?
Full time, and I got $25 a day.
I remember my dad telling me about like $3 paychecks and shit. Like when you hear about how money used to be in the old days, though, and I was like, yeah, I got like $3 for a paycheck, and I was like, what do you mean you got $3? How are you paid $3 as a whole? Like a man came to me with a 20 and a loony.
What is this?
Like what? I'm like the math has to be off. But what do you mean it was $3?
Yeah, no, it's fucking even. But the thing is, when I'm getting paid $25 a day, this is like middle 2000s. Like that didn't get me shit. Like video games are like $70, like or $60-$70 at that point. Still,
video games were $54.99
back then.
Yeah, when we were kids. $49.99, $54.99.
But after tax, it comes like 60.
Then it became $69.99.
PS2 was like.
This was original Xbox. This was original Xbox. So
yeah,
PS2
time. It was way cheaper then.
But still, $25 a day ain't much.
Expensive was like $39.99. When that was like PS2 days, I think it would have been $39.99 maybe. But I think by the time PS2 did like the second release, games were $49.99. I think in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Actually, you might enjoy this story. Before we end this, I got a funny story about the raspberry. So one summer, I was working all my life, and then eventually we got a bit older, and my grandma's like, me and my sister, like, you both can, like, run the raspberry stand, hire pickers and shit, and whatever you make at the
hire niggers?
No. Yeah, no, there'd be more, like, old, like, fucking Mexican ladies, I swear, that would come. You just put ads on Kijiji. But she's like, you split your money, and you're, like, whatever you guys make from this raspberry stand. So this is the time Krista's probably in her early party days, and... fucking, so she stopped coming. So, like a lot of the time she just would fuck off and not show up, and I was just there all the time, like busting my ass, and she just like stopped. She would only help out once in a while when she wanted to, kind of thing. So I just took most of the money out of the register, and I was like, all right, Krista, like here's the register, like here's like some change in there, and like you can run the farm and make some money for the rest of the summer. And she was so pissed. I just fucking finessed her out of all this money. But I'm just like, bitch, if you're gonna fucking party every day and not show up to this fucking thing, like, I took exactly what the price was for a guitar, and I fucking paid for it, and I was like, yeah, you can have the rest. And she was so mad, but I was like, lesson learned, like, don't get in business partnerships with coked up sisters. No, I don't know if she was coked up in those days. That was days when she hung out with like Wozni and shit all the time. I don't know if she hung
Yeah,
out
no, I
with
think she was on them.
Yeah,
She
a
was.
bit later, I think. That was when she first started drinking, partying, I think. Like, getting into
sure.
drinking, I think.
Yeah, just more like end of high school type shit.
Mhm.
Than like beginning.
No.
I mean, now it's probably like grade 9s around Yale and shit. It's like,
Well, fuck, quarantine, why
it's
not?
like grade 7s are having sex, so.
Fucking grade 8's gonna be overdosing on fentanyl because they won't be able to go to school and shit. Nothing else to do.
Nothing to lose when no one knows your name.
So yeah, let's wrap this up. Follow me, Cringe Kev.
At Jack's Veteran.
This
Or
Saturday-
Jack's Veteran. I don't know what the fuck my handle is, bro. The fuck about social media, nigga.
This Saturday, outdoor market, Pickering City Hall. I might just cancel it if I panic, but if people enough to action, I probably will panic.
My white privilege isn't strong enough here. Away!
I would not show up. I'm serious. I might just not even do it. I'm kind of worried.
That's so fucking.
But
nice.
like, yeah, this Saturday, 10 a.m. Maybe it might happen. If some small businesses are down and people say they're showing up, I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'll at least like poke in my face. I was gonna give free masks to everyone, so.
Yeah.
But they're really headbands. I'm just calling them masks. Actually, I got one right here.
What's ending shit? I didn't even do my morning
Do you
post
think I
this
can use
morning.
this as a mask?
You can use anything as a mask. You can put a fucking sock
No,
on your
I'm gonna
face
give
as a
these
mask.
away as free
Yeah,
masks.
that's fine. Yeah.
Should I start charging? I have like 10,000 of these in the garage right now, with different colors and patterns.
Yeah, $1 a pop. Why not?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
I'm about to finesse y'all motherfuckers. We out.
Really